This is Dr. Eric Woodard, and for the next 5 minutes, I want to offer you some thoughts about taking up space. From the time we're little, we're often told to quiet down, pick up your toys, clean your room, finish your food, don't waste anything. Don't brag, don't be cocky, don't be sassy, don't take up space. And as we grow up, we tend to adhere to the socialized virtues of staying small, of not taking up space. And of course, some of this socialization varies based on stuff like gender and culture. And for a lot of us, not taking up space is socialized as a virtue. Now look, if somebody takes up space just to look good, that is bragging. And there are people in the world like that, right? Where they just talk about themselves and brag and they're just trying to look good. And you could probably think of some of those people. And for a lot of us, for a lot of people, we overcompensate to make absolutely sure that we're not mistaken for one of those bragging people, because to be seen as bragging is like the worst. And so people overcompensate. And the cost of that is less service. This can also become a safety mechanism, because if we decide not to go all out, to hold back a little bit, then if we fail, well, secretly we know, well, I didn't really do everything I could. I didn't unleash my full power on that. And so then in a way it's okay if we fail, because we know that, well, we didn't really give it our all. Whereas if we don't hold back, if we take up all the space and then we fail, well, what does that mean? And of course it just means it's a failed experiment. We can try again, but the temptation is we don't even want to go there. We want to stay smaller so that if we fail, well, then at least, we didn't really fail. It's like our secret, right? And again, the cost of all of this is service. When we're coming from a place of service, we're never really worried about being too loud or too pushy, too much. You ever seen Superman or Spider-Man or Captain America or Wolverine or any Wonder Woman, any amazing superhero? Do you ever see them worry? You ever see the Incredible Hulk about being too much, taking up too much space, being too loud, too pushy? No, Black Panther doesn't worry about this, right? No superhero does, because they're coming from a place of service. And when we're coming from a place of service, that we don't worry about that, because to worry about that is kind of self-centered when we make it about ourselves. So the opportunity is to own your greatness. When somebody offers a compliment, rather than dismiss it or diminish it, you can acknowledge it, not to brag or look good, but to own it because it's accurate. Think about what a highly evolved instrument you are. If you're listening to this, you're not only the product of all those that have mentored you and taught you and fed you and protected you and all of that throughout your whole life. You're a highly attuned instrument descended from millennia, generations, eons of evolution. And not only that, but consider the miracle of your existence. The atoms that make up your body are literally stardust that have traversed light years of time and space to create the miracle that is you. Whatever your spiritual reference might be, and that can be, you can be a believer in the universe, in nature, in the muses, in God, angels, whatever you like. But one could argue that you are the exact size and shape that the universe, the trees, the earth, the God, whoever you want, wanted you to be. And for you to not take up that space means you're dishonoring God. So, if you're stuck with the question of, am I too much? Am I taking up too much space? Am I too loud? Am I too pushy? I'll just answer for you right now. No, you're not too much. Don't be small. Take up that space. Because if you don't, you're shortchanging all of us. The world needs more of you. Don't hold back. Are you looking to get better at taking up space so you can serve a world in need? Let's get that started. Email me at hello@woodardweb.com. That's hello@woodardweb.com.